third. Now that we have the array ready, let's actually see how to do some of the methods, use the methods of array in order to do some cool stuff. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is use join in the array. So alert, let's actually do it directly in here. So dot join. Now join method needs something. So you can't just say like, okay, I'm going to join this. There needs to be some kind of, the separator that you have to give in order to make it as a join parameter. So which will be used between the each elements of the array in order to join them. So let me actually use comma space. Now when I run this code, you can see first comma space, second comma space, third. Now that's a good way to actually add a bunch of things in your array. So you have a bunch of names, like this is the array of names who are going to participate in something. You can just join them using comma and then display them. So that's a cool way. Now this is one method. There's another method called as pop. Let's actually show you what is pop. Now pop is a method which you might know already if you have used it in some other programming language. Let's actually see it in action. Oh, sorry about that. I haven't used it. What happened? I haven't saved. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Now pop function just pops out a value which is at the end of the array. So let's actually refresh it. See that? That's the end of the array. But let's actually use the concatenation and see what is there in the alert array. So let's actually run this again. Now you can see that third is there, first and second is the only two things. So I used comma. What is that? Yeah, the array itself is getting displayed like that. Let's actually use another. Let's actually introduce a space in here. Sorry about that. Now when I run it, you can clearly see my third. So the difference that you can see that the comma is not having any space followed by it, so it's not the join, it's a normal array which is getting displayed in there. So it's working fine. So pop is working fine. Now there's another method called a slice, slice. Now it needs two parameters. One is going to be the starting of your array where it wants to start the slicing, and then the end. So before going into the numbers, which is going to specify where to start and where to end, slicing is nothing but creating a part of your array. So you just want to cut out some part of your array. For example, let me add fourth as a value. Now I want to take the second and third in my array and display them. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use 1 comma 3. So now it's 0 1 2 3. So 3, the fourth will not be displayed in here because this is the end and not includes 3. So it is the end part of the array but does not include the third element, the third index of your array. So when I run it, you can clearly understand it. See there? Second and third has been taken. So what happens if you want all of them? So for run it, you can see all those values has been taken out. What if I use -1 in here? Reload, you can see that second and third is there. So if I use -1, what happens is that it just goes about like remove the last element. -1 is this, so it doesn't include the -1 but before that. So that's how it works. So slicing is done. Now the other method that I want to show you is called as concat. Now you have an array but you want to add some other array in here, then this is how you do it. Now concat is something that not many people would be using, but it's good. Okay, so instead of doing this, let me actually create an array alert array 2 is equal to, sorry with that, 1, 2, 3, and now inside that I'm going to use alert array 2. So this is to make sure that you understand it properly. You can also use the direct array in here, but this is more, neat. Let's actually use the semicolon as well. Refresh it. You can see that the concatenation has happened. Let me actually see whether, yeah, you can see that it has been concatenated and then it has been displayed. So let's actually move it out of the alert area, and let me actually use alert underscore array in here. I'm sorry. And then refresh it, and you can see that alert array is not affected. So what you have to do is that alert array underscore, sorry, equal to this one. So now it'll be affected. So what it means is that the method affects or else returns the value for you, but does not affect the existing variable. So this is very important for you. So that's the reason why I actually made it to happen. Well, the next is shift unshift that I want to say. Shift is a method that can be used to add or remove items to and from the beginning of your array. So if I use dot shift in here, ooh, alert array dot shift, now what happens is that, okay, where is it? Yeah, see this, the first element is removed. So unshift, what happens if I use unshift? Now unshift, but for that you have to add something in here. So let's say like good. Now when I run it, which I should not do, you can see 8 is given. Why? Because it has added 1 and returns the value, that the count of that particular array. So let's actually use alert underscore array. Refresh. You can see good is added. So total count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the return value of unshift is nothing but the count of your array. Now count, whoa, count, but how to do that? Let's see, dot count. Is it going to work? No, you're having an error there, so I'm not going to show you. Length. Now run it. You can see 8 is done. So if you are using count, then you probably might be coming from Ruby, but that's not going to work in here. So length is the one that works in JavaScript. So if length actually applies on many of the variables, like even for strings it can be applied in order to find the length of the string, which is actually the number of characters in the string. So let's actually remove it. There's one more method that I want to actually show, is sort. Let's see what is going to be the output. Now 1, 2, 3, first has been sorted, first, fourth, good, second, third. Now it's actually sorting the values based on the first character in here. So F comes before G. So that's how it works. G comes before S and S comes before T. So that is how the sorting is working. So if you're having full of numbers, then sorting is pretty easy for you to do in JavaScript. So just a short method, so sort. So let's actually remove this. What else is left off? Nothing. I actually covered 6 of the methods. So the first is the join, the second is slice, third is pop, fourth is concat, fifth is shift and unshift, and sixth is sorting. So try to make sure that, okay, it's actually 7, but I consider shift and unshift as a single method value. So it's actually the synonyms and antonyms kind of stuff. So try to actually use them in your array. Try to play around with them. These are the methods of arrays in JavaScript. So try to use them in a proper way and try to find out how all you can use them in your programs in order to make it more effective. Well, thank you for watching this video, guys. If you find this video useful, please hit the like button and also share the video with your friends and anyone you think will be benefited by this video. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Subscribers are very important. And if you have any doubts, issues, or if you have any kind of feedbacks, suggestions, please leave them in the comment section, or you can contact me through the Facebook page, Twitter feed, or Google Plus page. You can find the links for them in the description section of this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Let's see you in the next video. Keep watching the series.